Hello everyone and welcome. This is RPG Challenges, the channel where we take an RPG game and we add a challenge to it to make it a little more fun. And today, for the very first series, we're doing a Nuzlocke of Pokemon Leafgreen version. So without further ado, let's jump in. Just get through the controls. Hello there! Glad to meet you. Welcome to the world of Pokemon. My name is Oak. People affectionately refer to me as the Pokemon Professor. This world is inhabited far and wide by creatures called Pokemon. For some people, Pokemon are pets. Others use them for battling. As for myself, I study Pokemon as a profession. But first, tell me a little about yourself. Now tell me, are you a boy or are you a girl? I am a boy. Let's begin with your name. What is it? Well, for this purpose of this channel, I will go by RPG. Right, so your name is RPG? Yes. This is my grandson. He's been your rival since you were babies. What was his name now? Well, I've always liked naming him after the anime, going with Gary. Or was it Gary? Yes, that's right, I remember now. His name is Gary. What a wonderful grandfather. Can't even remember his own kid's name. RPG, your very own Pokemon legend is about to unfold. A world of dreams and adventures with Pokemon awaits. Let's go! So, with like most Pokemon games, you boot up your PC, you get your free item, and you can begin your adventure. But first, I'm going to change a few settings. Text speed fast, battle scene to leave on, battle style set. So, the reason I make that change is there's two kind of battle modes you can have, switch mode and set mode. When the game is set to switch mode, when you find an enemy trainer, it will give you and you defeat a Pokemon, they will go to throw some other Pokemon in, and the game will be like, hey, they're throwing this Pokemon in, do you want to switch? And so then you get the opportunity to counter their counter. Whereas with set mode, they throw the Pokemon in, and then you have to switch off of that. So it forces you to not play as offensive because you can't just always be in an advantage state in set mode, which I find more enjoyable. There are three Pokemon here. Ha! The Pokemon are held inside these Pokeballs. When I was young, I was a serious Pokemon trainer, but now in my old age, I only have these three left. You can have one. Go on, choose. Hey, Grips, no fair. What about me? Be patient, Gary. You can have one too. I will go with Squirtle, because Squirtle is my favorite. And also because he's the best for the first two gyms, when you have like the least amount of Pokemon available to you. You know, a little reference to both one of my favorite Nuzlocke series, and also to Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Donatello. As we're getting into our first battle here, I figured this is a good time to explain the official rules that I'm using for my Nuzlocke. So with any Nuzlocke, there are three main rules that kind of define a Nuzlocke. The first is that you must nickname every Pokemon you have. So if you catch a Pokemon, you must nickname it. This is honestly the hardest rule for me because I have never liked nicknaming my Pokemon. I have never been one to nickname my Pokemon, and so I'm very bad at coming up with nicknames. The second rule is that if a Pokemon faints in battle, it is considered dead, and you must release it. So Pokemon are now much more vulnerable than they are kind of normally with that rule. The final rule that's kind of like a key to any Nuzlocke is that you can only catch the first Pokemon in each route. So Pokemon can die under this rule set. Nice crit. And you have a limited supply, which means it's technically possible to get a game over if you run through all the Pokemon you have available to catch first. There are additional rules that everyone can add on top of the Nuzlocke to make it more fun. The rules I will be adding, first rule I'll be adding is the Duplicate Clause, which means if we've already caught a Pokemon and it's the first encounter on a route, we are forced to re-roll that encounter until we find something new. We can't be like, actually, you know what? I already have this, but I want another one. No, we have to re-roll. I make it a forced re-roll instead of like an optional re-roll, so that I don't get in a situation where I'm like, well, you know what? Having 5 Gyarados on the team isn't bad, so I'm just gonna go to a bunch of routes and fish with an old rod. Next rule that I'm adding, I highly doubt this will come into play. It's the Shiny Clause. If you run into a shiny Pokemon, you are allowed to catch it no matter what and use it. The next level that I am going to be using, oh my goodness, no encounters really, is I am not allowed to overlevel the gym leader's strongest Pokemon. So for example, Brock's Onix is level 14, so when I head into the Brock fight, no Pokemon can be above level 14 that I use. If a Pokemon does overlevel, I have to throw it into the PC until I've defeated that gym. And the final rule that I will be adding is I am going to be severely limiting my usage of items in battle. In almost any regular battle, I'm not allowed to use any items whatsoever, so no potions, no X items, etc. With the exception of boss battles where the AI uses healing items. They generally use 2 healing items, so in those battles I'm allowed to use 1 item. Whether that's I choose to make that an X item or a potion, I'm allowed 1 item in those battles, and that's it. So those are the rules for my Nuzlocke. You may be wondering, hey, like you ran into that Pidgey on the first route there. Does that count as your encounter and you can't catch anything? No, because the way I'm playing my Nuzlocke is the catching first Pokemon you encounter rule does not like activate until you have Pokeballs. So until you're actually physically able to catch Pokemon, that rule doesn't matter. The death rule still does matter, so if I had died at any point, then that would have been game over. That would have been a very short series. So we're going to have this conversation with Oak where we give him the item from the mart, and then he's going to give us a Pokedex and Pokeballs, and we'll be able to start catching our first Pokemon. Gramps! I almost forgot, what'd you call me for? Alright, I have a request for you two. On my desk there's my invention, the Pokedex. It automatically records the data of Pokemon you've seen or caught. It's a high-tech encyclopedia. RPG and Gary, take these with you. My question is, why does he have 2? Like, was he was obviously planning to give 1 to Gary. That's why Gary was here. So did he just have an extra line around? He was like, oh yeah, I'll give 1 to this kid. Or did he like was that like why he was like out when we were trying to go into the grass, because he was going to find us and get us the Pokedex? I have so many questions about Oak, and I will never have answers. So as Gary was saying there, his sister's got a town map. I really don't need it, but just because he doesn't want us to get it, I will be grabbing the town map. Thank you. I will probably never use it, but I have it. And that's what matters. Oh wait, Route 1, so this can be our first encounter. At any point, any Pokemon we run into, here we go. This is our encounter for the route, and it is a Pidgey level 2. That's gonna be fun. Level 2, there's a chance like crit could kill it, so I'm just not gonna mess around with any attacks until I'm like on my final Pokeball. I'm just gonna try and catch it at full health. Come on, get in the ball, Pidgey. You know you want it. There we go. Come on. And you're mine. Beautiful. Pidgey was caught. One thing that I kind of try and do with my Nuzlocks is with like encounters, I prioritize making sure they don't die when I'm trying to catch them. Because you only get that one shot. Oh wow. Let's run from you. I prioritize trying to make sure they don't faint. Instead of trying to make them like as easy to catch before throwing the balls. Because I've found it very easy to have a Pokemon faint on you when you are like especially when they're low level, where like you're like, oh, you hit it with a tackle and you get a crit and like it kills. So just trying to play around the chance of a critical hit, messing up your opportunity to catch something. Also, just making sure that you're always very highly stocked on Pokeballs, so you're not like, oh no, I only have this one ball, I need to get it like just perfect. So we're gonna head to the Pokemon Mart, grab a few more Pokeballs. 10 more, and then buy a few antidotes because we're going to be heading to Viridian Forest soon, and then spend the rest of our money on potions. Viridian Forest has Weedles with Poison Stink that can poison you, and it is very easy to like have a Pokemon poisoned while you're in the forest and not have antidotes, and then like try and walk your way back to the Pokemon Center and have your Pokemon faint along the way. It is like the dumbest way to lose a Pokemon to a Nuzlocke. I have had it happen far, far too often. So this is the catching tutorial. Never really cared for it. I swear, if the game should just check, have you caught a Pokemon? If yes, don't have the tutorial activate. It's not that hard, like, to just like check for more than one Pokemon in the party. They do it in later, like in other Gen 3 games for if you're gonna have a double battle. Like, do you have 2 Pokemon? Yes, okay, then you're gonna have this fight. Like, it's like the minor things I have a problem with in Pokemon, because if you've already caught something, you clearly know how to catch a Pokemon and you don't need the tutorial. Catch something on Route 2 here. Rattata! Okay. Honestly, level 4, I can easily hit that twice. Okay. Now I wouldn't dare hit it because I would definitely knock it out. With a crit, I should clarify. I don't like how much you're lowering my defense there, bud. This kinda got me a little sketched out. Oh my goodness. There we go. Rattata was caught. So Rattata is generally seen as like useless, just make it an HM slave and move on. But like, if you're gonna use it early game, it's actually pretty good because it gets Hyper Fang, which with same time attack bonus will have 120 power with the chance to crit, or with chance to flinch. And he's fast enough that, especially early game, he's going to outspeed a lot of things, so that chance to flinch can activate quite a bit. What do we want to name you, though? Just because you're useful early doesn't mean I like you, Joffrey. You might notice a little bit of a trend going on with my names here. I can't promise that it will or will not continue. So let's go in and get our forest encounter. Pray that's not a Pikachu. So that could be catastrophic. Still not my favorite because there's a chance he poisons us. I can go with a tackle. Okay, you missed. No, I technically should be safe to hit it again, even with a crit. But I've had early game crits where like you think you're safe, but even though like the first 2 hits were like too weak to have like a damage roll, the crit was strong enough to have damage roll and kill, so I just don't want to mess around with that. For those of you who don't know, any attack in Pokemon has basically like a random roll, where it's like it's got a range that can hit between 0.85 and 1, where like it basically multiplies the attack by that, and that's how much damage it's going to do. I wish I had one space, but this will have to do. I'm naming this. Oh, it's a girl. I didn't notice that. Oh well. I'm naming it after a YouTube channel I found the other day. That is both the most disturbing and beautiful thing I've ever seen. It's this guy who like goes into houses and does like hornet nest removals. Well, actually, I should have don't tell him because this helps me to catch. And so you get like these close-ups of these wasp nests and like the wasps swarming and all the larvae, and it's like it makes me so profoundly uncomfortable, but I can't stop watching whenever I start watching one of his videos. Bees are like cool to watch through the safety of someone else's camera. Okay, so we have one more route where we can catch something over here. So here we'll hopefully catch either a Mankey or a Spearow. Either one will be great. Can't catch. So this is the first instance of the Dupes Clause, because we've already caught a Rattata. We don't need to worry about this. Got potion rate. Yeah. That'll heal up. And it's a Mankey. Okay, that thing is way too weak for me to try and hit, so I'm just gonna start throwing Pokeballs right away. Mankey, like if you choose Charmander for your starter, you basically have to pray you catch a Mankey. Because this thing is basically your only answer to Brock, unless you want to try and somehow make it with like Metal Claws and hoping that like Rock 2 misses from Onix. Which is not a fun way to do that fight. Okay. So we've got a little fighter man who gets angry easily. I know what we're going for. Napoleon. Okay, so with that, we have the first 5 Pokemon we can catch before Brock. We can't catch anyone until after the gym. So this is our team for Brock. Should be fine because we have Donatello, and he will answer all our problems. So I think I'm going to actually end things off here. I'm going to do some grinding. I'm going to get everyone up to level 10. And then next time we'll do our rival fight, and then we'll go through Verdant Forest and Pewter Gym. See you guys then. Bye.